These cadets who go to these police academies go through a long selection process, and they have to meet the standards of the City of Harrisburg, of MOPEC. Then there's a chance they could either be disciplined or dismissed from the program.
I'm Nathan Carr. I'm a 39-year-old retired Marine after 20 years.
I'm Jakob Werner.
My name is Michael McDevitt.
I'm Tyler Glunt.
My name is Andrew Jones, 33. I currently work as an EMT for Susquehanna Township EMS, and I'm starting off with Harrisburg PD.
You have a standard to hold, and we expect you to hold that standard.
What happens from this day forward is going to follow you in your career.
The standards are extremely high at this academy.
One more! Finishing front!
How many people here have drink alcoholic beverages? Okay, all right. So what's your tolerance? How do you know when you think you've had too much to drink? When you stand up too fast and you go, "Whoa." Anybody else have a precursor that says, whoa, I don't think I should be drinking anymore? These vehicles that people are driving with alcohol in their system, they're potential killers. These are what? These are lethal weapons. Would you give a drunk a gun and say, hey man, I'll go out there and, and somebody looks in the wrong way? You would never say, here's a gun, go out and, happy motoring and, here's your gun to make sure that everybody looks at you the wrong way, boom. I mean, it's a lethal weapon, guys. The point is, you've got to do your job. You've got to take that potential killer off the road and let them seek relief through the court system. What we were doing just before in the classroom, we were teaching the DUI detection and prosecution. With that, we're dealing with getting the officer in their Act 120 certification as part of the curriculum to train them on how to look for and make the arrests for the DUI perpetrators. Also, the bit on the alcohol, what the alcohol does in your system, and how it can affect the operation of the motor vehicle and the person driving it. And we try to stress to them also too that the automobile is a lethal weapon, and with a lethal weapon is you've got to be able to handle it properly, just like you would with a gun. You wouldn't give somebody who's under the influence a gun. You shouldn't give anybody a car and let them get behind the wheel who's had alcohol in their system. Even a slight amount can throw off your perception and your reaction. If you guys want to drink, fine, just don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Let somebody else be the designated driver. How many of you now, if you know you've had too much to drink, will call Uber or will call for the ride or have a friend or somebody? Do you have a plan set up ahead of time? Okay, I hope you stick by it, guys. We say that now when we're sober, but when you're drinking, you're like, yeah, I can still drive, I can drive terribly, So, increased confidence. No, I can still keep going. I'm fine. I'm good. Well, how good are you? Really? How good are we?
First thing I need you to do is I'm going to need you to stand with your feet together, arms out by your side. You're going to check your eyes. You're going to look at the tip of this pen. As I move the pen, you're going to follow the pen with your eyes only, without turning your head, and you're going to continue to follow the pen until I've stopped the test. Do you understand?
Yes.
Over the next couple of days, we'll be going over the charging statutes and things like that, and then we're going to do the standard field sobriety test. So each one of them will be required to do the field sobriety test. So hopefully we'll see how they do, and it's not only comical, but it's very raising their awareness level of basically when you're intoxicated, how your emotions and everything are, thrown off.
The only thing was with the pen, you start on my left eye.
Yeah, I did the first test,
I saw.
starting on the other eye,
Yep.
just like you did. And then
But always treat people with respect, okay? You should never judge people. That's not our job. You just look at the facts and charge facts accordingly. That's what we do.
Today, the students, over the last 24 hours, 3-day course, the students were put through several subjects. The main focus of this goal is standardized field sobriety testing, or SFSTs as they're known to us in the field. What this is basically a standardized set of tests and the entire process that the student needs to look for to be able to identify an alcohol-impaired subject.
wear any contacts or have any medical issues? I got contacts on. Contacts? No medical issues, anything like that? No. Okay. All right. First thing you do, you need you to stand with your arms up by your side and your feet together. You can check your eyes. All right.
At the end of their course, they're put through, the cadets are put through a proficiency exam. They do that one-on-one with an instructor. They then take a written test. After they've shown us that they're proficient in what they're looking for, on this third day, we have a set of volunteers. Today we had 8 volunteer drinkers. These drinkers are kept in a controlled environment by an instructor. An instructor is used to dose them, as we call it. Basically, they're giving drinks every hour up to a certain point. Our goal is to make sure that the person's impaired under the influence of alcohol, at which point after lunch, we bring the volunteer drinkers over into the gym here. It's taking place back here. And then the students have a chance to one-on-one work with a volunteer drinker to show us further that they understand in a more field setting everything they've learned over the last 3 days.
It's just about going nice and slow, find that bounce, and when you see the bounce, what do you have to do? You stop. Keep that 12 to 15 and learn to work it this way. Yeah. Okay? Good job, guys. Keep working.
So getting to do some real practical work with the skill that they learn, it kind of goes beyond just putting your head in a book. And then furthermore, in my opinion, DUI enforcement is really important to police work. There's a lot of innocent people that lose their lives every year to impaired people to get behind the wheel. And being able to teach this to cadets and make sure that they actually grasp what we're teaching, it's rewarding.
We just got done drug laws, okay? This is the identification section of it. A lot of it are pictures. It's not too much death by PowerPoint, but in the pills section, it kind of is, because there's like 1 million pills to go through. You guys aren't going to be expected to know, be able to identify every single one of them, because like I said, there's 1 million out there, and we're not going to harp too much on that. But I'll pass them around. You guys smell it, right? I'm sure I'm not. You guys have all smelled it at some point, right? Okay. A couple classes ago, there was a guy. I forget his name, but he was like, I was passing this around, and he was like nervous as shit. He's like never. He was from out in the woods somewhere, but he was. He kept saying, he's like, do I have to put this on my background? Like he thought he was going to get a contact, and I'm like, dude, calm. So, but the purpose is, like, when you guys go to testify, you have to be able to say that you smelled fresh marijuana in the police academy. You've also smelled burnt marijuana. We use it as a training, right? So nobody has to get put on the spot on the stand.
Smells like Dom's car.
Right? It smells like almost like a skunk. I know. I got that out of a rental car. Don't make me laugh, because I'm going to f***ing inhale this.
Might be a job
job opening that whitewash.
Again, this is for when you go to court and testify that you have now smelled fresh marijuana in the classroom and now burnt marijuana. So you pull a car over, you smell it. You're not going to get a contact high. You're not going to pop hot on the piss test. You don't have to disclose this on any packet you fill out for employment. It's a training tool only. So. Right? We good? Now you got the munchies, right, for lunch?
Class 2202, good morning, Chief.
What we'll do is we'll start with the sit-ups, and we'll go outside and do a 300-meter sprint, and we will remain outside and do push-ups, and then 1.5 miles, and then finish with the obstacle course. Ready, begin. Find your happy place, settle down. Don't worry about who's lapping you. Don't worry about who's behind you. You know what your time is. You do what you need to do.
Car.
842.
Around here. No.
Unless I want to.
Wow!
Ready, go.
I'll do push-ups now.
So PT is now done, everyone passed, so now you gotta finish out your scenarios. So don't take your foot off the gas yet. Until I sign those certificates, it's still up in the air, right? So take the next 2 days in focus, keep your eye on the prize and get through it. I don't want any issues. I don't want any drama. I don't want any failures. I don't want any off-duty stupidity over the next 48 hours. Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
We are so close.
Spent a long time at the academy. Took 6 months to get here, and you know, this was the final goal. So just, you know, really happy to finally be here. The four of us being able to all get through together, you know, working as a team, and just helping each other out, motivate each other when we got the chance, just so we, you know, everyone can get through.
The personalities, Werner, McDevitt, Glunt are some of the funniest human beings I've ever hung out with.
I made it through. Yeah, very happy, sir.
In this kind of job, having that sense of humor at the end of the day when bad things happen, you know, I think keeps things from getting too dark. And then, you know, you see these guys under heat and pressure and you see what they're kind of made of.
Nathan Carr. Jakob Werner. Glunt. McDevitt.
Last touchdown. Last 22-2 for the last time. Dismissed.
It was a really good experience. I learned a lot about everything. Definitely not without my mistakes and, you know, kind of missteps along the way, but, you know, it definitely made me a better person, and I think it'll make me a better police officer from being able to have that experience with them.
My wife has managed 2 boys working full-time while I was living in the Holiday Inn Express down here in Ambler. So she has been an absolute piece of iron, and this doesn't happen without her or my mother-in-law. Both of them managed my boys while I was gone. Our boys weren't sleeping very well. They're sleeping good now, but they've absolutely been rocks. And then, you know, like I said in my speech, if I'm anything good in this world, it's because of my mom and dad.
I think they're getting 4 very compassionate officers, and I think they're getting 4 that, while they have that empathy and compassion across all 4 of them, they all have something a little different that they're going to pull out of their pocket to serve people in Harrisburg. I think Harrisburg's lucky, very lucky.
I think we all very specifically wanted to work here for a specific reason. It's just because it's a great place, and, you know, it was very attractive and had all the things that we were looking for. So it's good to finally be here.
Now that we're back here, definitely has helped create a bond that we get along with and can work together.
Hilarious group of guys. That was that was a part that made it so much easier to go through. It's just, you know, having a really, you know, less than stellar day, just hearing McDevitt crack a joke, or you know, Carr give some kind of witty remark to something stupid somebody said, you know, that kind of give you a little jolt of energy to kind of push on through and finish that day.
They're more than friends at this point, especially now since we're going to be, you know, all working together. You know, they're almost like family, I would say. And you know, just like all police officers, we're always going to look out for each other and help each other out whenever we can.
The academy, I thought the academy was going to be much harder and more militaristic than it was, but that's a good thing for people that don't have that military background.
Just really taking it one step at a time, not trying to think too far ahead and overwhelm yourself. Just, you know, each phase as it comes at you, just, you know, focus on tackling that, and then when you get past that, just keep on going.
We didn't finish anything because, yeah, great, that's over, but here's 1,000,001 things to memorize. Here's 1,000,001 things that have never been written in the book. Here's almost a brand new city to learn. So we haven't finished anything. We're just getting started. So kind of pat yourself on the back for about 10 seconds and then move on and humbly come into this thinking, I don't know anything yet.